Once again, the Boise Convention Visitors Bureau comes to you with a large grant application. I did email to all of the council members and to you, Karen, a copy of our grant last week in a pre-approval to sort of give you a review of it. Nobody looks like they really quite got that. You got it, okay. So if I very quickly can go through what I put together for you in the packet. I think that the Bureau has a huge responsibility to report back to the Council the achievements that we accomplished with the grant. So in the packet you'll find our annual report to you of what the grant funds were able to accomplish for us. I think it's inside the front cover, not of the grant, but of the folder of the number of bids and bookings, et cetera, that the grant funds were used to accomplish for us. Our current grant, in respect to the fact that the revenues are down, our grant application, while it's large, is about 10% less than our grant application last year, simply out of respect to the fact that certainly the revenues are down. We have responsibility, I think, to still try to get the job done, maybe just do it quicker, more efficiently, to try and use those excuse me, to use those revenues so that we still accomplish the same goals, only maybe just have to be a little bit more aggressive about it, because when the going gets tough, we just have to get tougher about it. There's not a lot of changes in the headlines of our programs. There are a few things I wanted to share with the Council. One of the things we do that leads to the greater awareness of both Boise and of Idaho as a place to hold meetings is really attending trade shows. We attend about 25 trade shows a year. There are 3 or 4 new shows I just wanted to bring to the Council's attention, which I think is sort of a new trend in the meetings industry. There's an organization that's created 3 new marketplaces for very specific niches: religious, association, and corporate. They're called Collaborate, Connect, and Rejuvenate, and I just throw that out for anybody else. The plus or the difference in these marketplaces is that the sponsors actually pay to bring the buyers in, so that you have a guarantee of clients, which is very unusual in the marketplace. We've added one other thing, which we put in because I think, as Don mentioned, that as the world gets more international, meetings get more international too. And for the first time, a company out of Britain is bringing a show called IMEX to America in October, which will bring international meeting planners to the U.S. They've always had one in Europe, but I think it may be something that we may want to look at statewide as far as cooperating, because with all the electronic communications, more and more meetings are getting to be international, and as Don said, that is where the revenue is flowing, is out of the international side. So we've added that to our list of shows as a potential. We will go on doing bids and site visits and sales missions, that all of you understand that that's all about bringing the buyer to the community with the hope that they will bring their meeting, bring their event, and impact room nights, as we all are concerned with. We've included also sports marketing. As you know, in the state of Idaho, both sports meetings and sports events create tremendous demand across the state. Certainly Special Olympics was probably the crown of that for us, but those are the kinds of events that the state of Idaho has great appeal for, so we continue to be aggressive in that marketplace. We have included revenues for advertising. Our goal with advertising is to use the money in a very focused, very targeted way, so that if we're marketing to a meeting planner, for example, we're going to try to have our ads placed at the time. We're going to have a presence with them. We're going to be at a trade show. We're going to be very focused on all the reasons you might come to Boise and to the state of Idaho. And having Boise Center in our bag of tools really helps us sort of expand that marketplace and go out and say this is really a place people have meetings and have great experiences. So that whole program is about that. At the same time, we don't overlook the idea that leisure advertising is really important to us, because all those people belong to something that eventually could bring group business to town. So we try to spread that. We do put more emphasis on the group business, where one sale can bring hundreds of people rather than as much on leisure. We do try to complement what the state does by putting a presence in the state visitors guide so that we're not duplicating the efforts of the council and of the state office. I did put in your packet, we're very proud of our new website, and I just, because I'd hoped I could really actually show some of it to you. It's a really interactive website. I think I'd love to have you all look at it. It's just boise.org, and if you'll look at it, you'll see that we do have some pictures from there, and it's a website that allows you to really shop what you want. If you're looking for a meeting site, you can go in and say how many hotel rooms you need, how much meeting space you need, and it will sort and lead you directly to whoever in town can provide you with that service. So we think the website, if you look at it, it's also a great example of using some of the 360 virtual tours that that the council's looked at a lot of times, and we've embedded those in the website. So I'd love to have you take a chance to look at that and see. I think you'll be really proud of the investment in that website. We've gotten a lot of compliments on it, so I think that it's a great example of really good use of the grant money. We go on doing collateral material. I've put in your packet our City Visitors Guide that's sort of just off the press. We do a number of other support materials. It's interesting that a lot of the awards went to brochures, and we're not as much in the brochure business as we used to be, but I will tell you that under the concept of direct mail, we have a plan this year. You know, our whole program is about Boise is all of these great things, and so we're going to do a direct mail that says Boise is curious, because we really want to know whether or not planners and buyers are using electronic, or are they using print, or do they need all of them? Do they want their bids online? Do they want them hard copied in their hand? And once we gather that information, we'll be happy to share it with everybody. I think the answer is you got to do all of it, but we really did want to find out because we have clients wanting bids online. We have other clients wanting them online but still wanting them hard copied, because it really sort of depends on where those decisions are made. So we're really trying to do some research, and we'll feed back to the council what we find out about that. Trying to talk really fast here. We have some industry partnerships. As you know, we have the opportunity, because of our urban area, to sponsor some to participate as sponsors in some major events that really get the city and the state on national television that we couldn't afford to buy without those sponsorships. The H-Bowl, the nationwide golf tournament are good examples of really a good investment and a great return for the city. You know, frankly, for those of you in North Idaho, I don't mean to offend you by this, but the blue turf has become a big issue for us. It's, you know, it's one of the things that makes people aware of the city, and doesn't have anything to do with what we're trying to do, except it's just an icon. We can't build otherwise, so we try to build on that. And I think, you know, frankly, the University of Idaho stepping up this year and getting just another opportunity for the state to gain some visibility about among a very large audience. We continue to do winter marketing in partnership with Boise Basin, which is, again, I think, Diane, you had to stay and play, and we've done that for a number of years. It's really a program that encourages people who are going to be here anyway to stay another day or two and ski, and there's some incentive for them in partnership with Boise Basin about that. We continue to try and partner with the state at every level we can on the partnership side. Both using the state vacation planner as a tool for advertising for us on the leisure side, in addition to trying to partner on fam trips, travel writer meetings, down to a minute here. We also continue to put in event support for things like the Ironman and other events that that bring a whole lot of people to town and require some bid money, some seed money to really bring those things to town.